Hi Pak Surya, thank you for giving me the time to discuss and review your portfolio with you. I like to be disciplined in doing portfolio reviews on a quarterly basis, so this is just the right time for us.
Yes, you emailed me this. And if you don't mind, actually I'm concerned about some of the negative numbers I'm seeing here.
Yes, so I just wanted to go through this and also to give you a little bit of a background of the market. Typically, I like to take a 4-step process. First is to provide an overview of the current economic environment and where we are in the economic cycle. Remember we talked about strategic asset allocation? And second, I like to deep dive into the portfolio to tell you what's going on and why it has happened. Third, I'd like to get your feedback. And finally, we'll take action together. How does that sound to you?
Yes, go ahead. Give me an overview.
Okay, the first step, I just want to show you an overview of the market. Basically, this is our asset allocation strategy, which is from our CIO. This is our recommended weightage for equities, bonds, and cash. Also included here is a market performance where you see how the various asset classes have performed.
So, are we in the right asset classes? You're showing me this for what purpose?
Well, the reason I wanted to show you this is because you have 2 DPM mandates with us. One is a hybrid income and the other is a balanced funds portfolio. So in the balanced one, there are equities as well as fixed income. And in the equities, we do cover all the equities because it's a global equity. And we also do cover investment grade bonds as well as emerging market bonds. We don't have any commodities in your portfolio. Both these asset classes have underperformed recently, so it was a good call by the product manager to not have invested in commodities.
Okay, great.
And talking about the macroeconomic outlook, you can see that the global growth is rebounding. That is the major takeaway from these charts.
So the house view is positive at the moment.
Yes, and the next few charts continue to highlight the same view. Let's now discuss your portfolio because I want to address your concern of the negative return that you mentioned.
Okay.
So these are just the statistics for your brief reading so you can see how the various asset classes are tracking.
Right.
Having said that, let's go into the portfolio which you are really concerned about. I understand that you saw a negative return, but do let me explain what. One is that the benchmark was actually negative 6%.
Why are you using a negative value as a benchmark? Shouldn't it be a positive value that you're benchmarking?
But Surya, remember we talked about strategic asset allocation and we were looking at a whole economic cycle? In the whole economic cycle, we are trying to have proper asset allocation to weather through different market cycles. And as you noted, this has been a challenging period for markets. And the other thing we spoke about was cash flow. I want to just draw your attention to this. The portfolio net asset value is slightly negative, but your portfolio has given you a cash flow of 540,000, which is a 6.3% per annum return on your hybrid income portfolio.
Where did that 540,000 come from?
These were the coupon income received from your bonds.
Oh, so I was able to get the yield.
Yes, you did receive the coupon payout. The coupons have come in and the yield of the portfolio is actually 6.3% and the duration is 5.5 years, which is good. In fact, you mentioned a steady coupon payout to be one of your criteria when you're looking at investing in a DPM portfolio.
So, should I be concerned about the negative number?
No reasons for concern. The reason is markets go through periods of volatility. If we look at it on a relative basis, you gave 5 million and you're actually almost 5.5 million. And Pak Surya, as you mentioned the last time, this fund was for your retirement and actually the core part of your portfolio. So you really want to stay through the market cycle and the income that comes is what you may want to utilize as required.
So, do I need to kind of rebalance?
We don't want to do anything presently unless your lifestyle or risk profile changes. So the other thing that I wanted to discuss is your second portfolio, which is a balanced funds portfolio. For discretionary portfolios, there are stipulated benchmarks which we could compare our performance with.
So the benchmark is set by the industry.
This benchmark is not just industry determined. It is an index benchmark, so it is adopted by all investment managers according to global professional standards.
Okay.
So this index benchmark was 5.8. We have delivered 5.9, and that is why your 2 million is slightly up. But that's a good problem as we have outperformed our benchmark.
So, should I top up?
Yes, I think that'll be good. Perhaps you want to consider another 2 million?
And should I leverage this?
Just so you know, the other thing that I really wanted to be mindful of is your risk profile. And since you have done leverage in your portfolios with your other banks, I don't want to make your total portfolio asset allocation across all banks be unbalanced and be misaligned with your risk profile. So rather than use leverage, I would prefer that you bring in cash. Because you did mention to me that you had spare cash with low returns in Standard Chartered Bank and you were thinking of what to do with it. So this is a good time to utilize it for investment in the portfolio.
Sure, actually I do have $4 million in Standard Chartered. And should I put it all in here?
Actually, I would like to be a little prudent. So maybe you want to keep 2 million for the market opportunities as and when they arise and put another 2 million into this presently. In the unlikely scenario where you would require cash for personal or business purposes, a short-term loan can be taken at interest rates below your portfolio's projected return. So you always have access to ample liquidity while your cash is professionally invested in portfolios.
So the 2 million into this DFP balance fund and the other 2 million we keep as a satellite opportunity.
Yes, satellite opportunity.
But do I keep it in a fixed deposit right now or?
Actually, for the 2 million, I would like to suggest putting it into satellite opportunities which have good dividends. Blue chip equities have good dividends, so you have a dividend cash flow and we also have opportunities for the equities to go up.
Sure. Come back to me with more of these ideas and I'm happy to get started.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Surya.